Okay, we are pushing back. And now we can start the engines. So in order to do this, we go back to the pedestal panel. And here we have the startup panel, which is this. So we switch on. The procedure is 3 to start the number 3, then number 1, then 2. So starting 3. At 50% and 2. Switch on the fuel ignition, and you can monitor the engine. Okay, brakes are set.
Alright, brakes are set and pressure's normal. Okay, sir, fill wires off, pin is out. Guys, thanks. You're cleared to disconnect. We will be watching for the pin and the release for guidance on the right side of the airplane. And
so we are now starting number 1. And at 15% and 2, we give the ignition. You can monitor the EGT here and the N1 here. Starter cut off. And we do the same thing with number 2. Number 2 starting. 6, 7, 10, 12, 14, 15, fuel injection, EGT, and 1. And starter cut out. Now. Okay, so engines are started, and we can begin the taxi. We can begin the taxi. Before taxi, we have to switch on the taxi light. And the before taxi checklist is to be done here. We have to arm speed brakes like this. We have to set the auto brake to take off. And we have to set the flaps to 15 degrees. So, like this. Okay, flaps 15. And the last things that we have to check out, let's make this window bigger, is the trim setting. You can read the trim value here. Now it's 2.7. And the right trim setting is to be checked on the FMC in the takeoff approach page. Here, step 6.1. So we have to set this trim setting, put this trim setting before the takeoff. So let's do that. 6.1. And there we are. Okay. Now we check the information part of the monitor in order to check that we have no warnings, and as you can see here, the system is telling that we have the brake off. When you are ready for the takeoff and everything is good, here you will have a green rectangle. So the APU is still on. We don't need the APU anymore, because now we have engines providing bleed, and so we don't need anymore the air from the APU. So we switch off this button like this, and now the APU will switch off automatically in a few seconds. Second step that we have to check is the brake. We release the brake, and now we have the green box here, which means that we are ready for the takeoff. So let's start taxi. Okay, we are now at the Whiskey Bravo intersection 4, which leads us to the runway 35 left. Last checks. Landing lights on, strobe lights on, beacon is already on, and on the pedestal we have to set the TCAS. Okay, TCAS is on. And now we can line up and take off. last item, we have to arm the auto flight mode like this and the nav mode in order to have the autopilot set for the takeoff and the auto throttle as well set of the takeoff for the takeoff. Okay, we are ready. We will do all the standard departure in manual mode until IRCAD waypoint, and then we will engage the autopilot. So we advance the throttle to 50 to 60% in one. And throttle full forward. Thrust is set. Check. Rotate. You're up. Nav 1 engaged. And from this point and beyond, we will follow the flight director profile. We have to follow the flight director, which is this two crossbar here. We have to maintain them in the middle. Climb thrust set. At 3,700 feet, the aircraft will begin the acceleration mode, and you will see speed here coming up. 3,500. Okay, acceleration mode is set. Now the speed is controlled via the pitch mode. And the flap retraction speed, which is FR, has just passed. So flaps up. And we have to do a right turn here. So let's retract. Okay, we are coming up to 6,000 feet. And we set the altimeter, the altitude to 330, which is our cruise level. We keep on the flight director here. And keep climbing. approaching to Irked waypoint. I need some trim setting because I'm pushing quite heavily on the stick. So trim down. Passing 10,000 feet, the speed is enhanced, increased to 348, and landing lights off. Okay, past Irked waypoint. We leveled the aircraft in order to have no force on the stick, so we can engage the autoflight. Autoflight is engaged. Now we can do the after takeoff checklist. So after takeoff checklist. Speed brake disarmed, auto brake off, flaps up. No light. And after takeoff checklist is complete. So we are in a climb phase now with climb thrust set, and this ends our simple tutorial. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.